Hello, all my merrymakers. I am Becca, and welcome to All the Things Thursday. To all my oldies and goodies that keep on coming back to this segment and hopefully giving it the likes, I appreciate you very much. To anybody new here, welcome. All the Things Thursday is my weekly video where I talk about all the things that I have been working on this week. This week's a doozy, so strap in. Okay, I've got let's say 4 or 5 things to talk about, and it's hard to decide where to start. So, I'm just gonna dive in, and if I have to go back and forth a little bit to kind of explain my logic, just know this is how my brain works. All right, so let's start with let's start with this one. So I had gotten I'd gone to Smart, and they had 3 skeins of this shawl and a ball, which if you've never worked with shawl and a ball, it is, I think, one of the better yarns that Lion Brand has come up with, because it is what it says it is. You could just knit or crochet with this in a simple triangle shawl, and you would come up with something gorgeous and big enough to cover you. It is a boucle yarn, but it's a slight boucle. And this is called Mindful Mauve, apparently. Now, this is considered a 4-weight yarn, and it's 58% cotton, 39% acrylic, and it just says 3% other. Okay? So I started making the Jasmine Tea Shawl by Red Teapot Atelier. If you've been with me for any amount of time, you know that she is one of my top favorite designers to go to for shawls. Just because she has so many different designs and they are all gorgeous. We are not affiliated. I just love her work. But I've been having some problems with this particular yarn. I have made one of her shawls with this yarn before, so I thought, no problem. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a slight halo on this yarn. Now, it is slight in other places, and in other places it is not so slight. So sometimes the stitch definition suffers. And it was not working for me for the Jasmine the Jasmine Tea Shawl. So I frogged it and started over with a different pattern that I was doing in a different yarn, which I'll show you in a second. I am now doing the Harlequin shawl with this pattern, with this yarn, and it seems to be working out a lot better. It is just a simple triangle shawl, like I said, and once I'm done with 1 skein of this, I will have a sizable shawl to either give away or sell or whatever. So why do I have these other 2? Well, because purple is my mother's favorite color, and she had proposed that I make her a cover-up. And since this is a cotton acrylic blend, I'm gonna show her the shawl to show her how the yarn works up and be like, so this is how this yarn works up. Would you like me to make you a cover up out of this yarn? If she says yes, great. If she says no, I only spent $3 a skein on this, so I'm not mad. So, remember that other yarn we talked about? Well, I didn't want 2 Harlequin shawls. So I decided to do the Jasmine T-shawl and this yarn. And this has a much better stitch definition, in my opinion. So it feels like it's working out better. Like, I can read my stitches a lot better. I can tell kind of better where this pattern is going. I think I might be on row 10 or something. Let's see, let's count middle points real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly. I love it when I'm right. However, you can see I'm not nearly as far as I was, and therefore a bit of a mess. Martha, if you want to come over. She's a good friend of mine that I actually know in real life. She commented on my other video that she would like to untangle my other mess, because she's that, I don't know about you, there's those people out there that they love to untangle yarn, and she's one of them. All right. Kind of, sort of, speaking of which, we did finish the toe on the stitch along, and it is much neater now. All right, and then I don't know why, but I had some yarn that I had done nothing with, and for some reason decided to start a new project. I don't remember what yarn this is. I do remember that I got it from Ice Yarns. I do remember that it's a lot like the Mandala Sparkle yarn. And I bought it quite a while ago. Again, this is another Red Pot Atelier pattern. This is Oolong T-shawl that I chose it because it just spoke to me. I don't know how else to explain that, but there you go. This is color changing yarn, so it will go from, it is red, it is rainbow sparkle yarn, my favorite. The only thing I was concerned about was filling the aluminum thread in there, which you can feel it just a little bit, but not as much as I thought I was going to. So I'm really happy about that. I can't wait to see this finished. All right, couple last things, I promise. Y'all know I've been working on this blanket for my mother, and I had gotten to the part where I was supposed to start a certain stitch, but I didn't like how it looked. So now I need to talk to my mother about options. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a stitch here that I started to use. It's either called the bead stitch or the bean stitch. And I think that's a better way to go, because here is the mock-up blanket that I started for her. Now, these are the original stitches that I was going to use in her pattern, which here's the Afghan stitch, here's the fern stitch, and here is the cloud stitch. Now, when you, even on here, I think you can see, if I hold it like this, how much more texture both the aspen stitch and the cloud stitch have compared to the fern stitch, which in this yarn, it's okay. it's not as boring because this yarn changes colors. However, right now the section I'm doing is in the solid blue like it was for the cloud stitch, and I just think that is going to be snooze fest when compared to the rest of the pattern. So I'm going to talk to my mom about it, see what she thinks, and go from there. She's usually pretty open when it comes to stuff that I'm crocheting because she trusts me and knows that I've been doing this for quite some time. And then last but not least, in a effort to keep my crafting area tidy, because I don't know about you, but for some reason my crafting area has a tendency, for lack of a better word, to just end up a kind of a giant yarn explosion. One of the things that I'm working on making, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a big old armchair that I sit in. So I know that when I was growing up, my grandfather had a chair like this, and one of the things he had over one of the arms was like a remote holder, and it was a quilted remote holder. Well, I wouldn't know my way around a sewing machine if you gave me the $100. So I finally decided to use the leftover yarn from the Sherbert shawl, and I have started in making a little holder. And what's going to go into that holder is this case of my crochet hooks that I really like, and then my needles. I might also, because I have a little jar here of pens, and that's gonna help clear off my tape. You're on my tiny little table right now, and it just, because it's a flat surface and because I do a lot over here, it has a tendency to get cluttered and things fall off it, and then the rest of my area just seems to suffer. So I'm trying various things to help assuage that. So, plans for this week. So normally I would skip this week, and then next week would be my Start Stitching Saturday. However, there is a yarn tour that I am going on just one day on the weekend of August the 1st. The family is not joining me. They would be bored to tears. So I will continue to do Start Stitching on the Toe Up socks this week, and then of course Bookmark Monday on Monday, and still in all the things Thursday. And then when I get back from my trip, be prepared for some goodies, because I'm gonna buy yarn. Not a whole lot though, because y'all know I've got yarn coming out my ears sometimes, it feels like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, especially if you aren't a subscriber. That way the evil YouTube overlords don't unsubscribe you from my channel against your will. Feel free to leave a comment down below. It helps my analytics. Plus, I genuinely enjoy hearing from y'all. If you're not a subscriber yet, I have a lot of yarn content, and if that's your jive, hit subscribe. Plus, you would do well to hit notification bell. And if you really like my channel and like to help it grow, share this video with everyone you know. In the meantime, make what makes you merry. Ciao.